Okay, welcome to Austin video 4. I ended last video with a long talk where I thought that was going to be in the fourth video, but this is video 4 for Austin. Today's January 20th. We're going to hit a hamstring workout. I'm going to try to film a little bit of it. But yeah, we are chilling. It is a little cold here. I think everywhere is getting hit with a bit of a cold front across the country. So we're about to go to the gym, and I am going to make my pre, drink it. I'm someone who, especially if I'm at home, I want to brush my teeth after I drink my pre. I just like the feeling of, cleaner teeth. So today we are just using a charged, which is like a higher stim pre. And always we have got the pump, which is just powdered glycerol powder. You can use liquid or just glycerol powder or any type of thing you want. I just use glycerol powder for the most part. One, it's cheap too, and you can kind of manipulate it a little bit better and like measure it out a little bit better also. But yeah, I'm also going to take C-Mex powder. For those of you who do not know what C-Mex is, it is a peptide. You can use it as a nasal spray or an injection. I pretty much just always use it as a nasal spray also. Helps with your mood, a little bit of like cognitive focus, helps with like anxiety and or stress relief, but help a little bit with focus, not, to the same extent, I believe, as Selank, but reduces anxiety, better mood, a little bit better focus. So yeah, if you are someone that likes that kind of stuff, researchm.is, code ELIC, you can get nasal spray for it. It's awesome. There are a lot of really cool beneficial peptides you probably do not hear about. You don't really hear about them like too much, but that's why I like to talk about them. My favorite, you've probably seen me mention it, is one called DSIP, Delta Sleep Inducing Peptide. I take it before bed every night. Comes also in injection or nasal form. I just do nasal. I'm tired of pinning so much every day. And yeah, Delta Sleep Inducing Peptide helps get you really, really deep sleep. A lot of bodybuilders have kind of kept it underground for a long time. It's been, I think, studied at least for 20 years at this point. People also have loved it because it's very promising in fighting like addictive tendencies as well. I don't really not very sure where that necessarily applies to me, but a lot of people like it, if you're trying to get off certain things or get better habits, etc. One thing that's really cool is I've noticed it helps regulate my circadian rhythm a lot. So for me, I sleep in a room, obviously, as you guys know. Let me turn this around. With a lot of natural light. For me, I basically took off, we moved in, we took off all of the blinds, etc. So for me, like, I wake up to a lot of natural light. So if I'm laying down in bed, I'm doing laundry, I basically wake up and like, it's very, very bright in my room, which is something I like. I put a little like privacy film up on there. And the bathroom is very bright too. If I can zoom in, this is like my view in the morning. There's always sunlight that beams right there, and if I'm facing like sleeping this side, this will beam me in the face at like 8 in the morning or so. And all the time that I have been here in Texas, I have not seen snow. And one of Denver's favorite things in the world is snow. It's not a lot, but we got snow. Come on, let's go potty, buddy. Boy. All right. We're going to hit a push day today. I'm going to the gym that is farther away, the Los Comps South. It's about 30 minutes away. So that way I can get content to film for YouTube. It's also just a different scenery as well. I like having different places to go to as well. It is nice. Another thing that is pretty cool about it is that there's a lot of natural light in there, which I'm a very big fan of. I am someone who wants to be in the sun. And if I can get a workout while I am in the sun, that makes me happy also. So we're going to go there. It's about a 30-minute drive. It's about 2:30 right now, which is a little bit later than I have been going to the gym as of lately. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Kind of just going about it You know, like I had a haircut and then I had some other stuff to do. So yeah, I figured instead of like a motivational talk while I go to the gym, I figured that I'll do something a little different. Um, I am decently well known for obviously strength, bodybuilding, stuff like that. Another thing that I get a lot of questions about is like skincare, about hygiene, all that different kind of stuff, like feeling good and looking good. So, you know, that's why I joke a lot about the term Chad. It's like not just like a physical mind. It's not just like physical, but it's also like a mindset as well about how you take care of yourself, how you present yourself. Um, Obviously, people see me talk a lot about things like Chad suits, which I talked about yesterday on a TikTok live. Um, but hold on, I'm just gonna move this real quick. Here we go. There we go. Should be a little bit better. I'm sorry again. I do have a lens on it, so that way it will. This lens in the gym looks awesome, but in a setting like this, it'll pick up a lot of the extra light, which is not the end of the world to me. But I figured I would talk about ways to kind of like make yourself look better and feel better. So first thing is one thing I always like to do is I just like to wear cotton clothing, or at least 80% and above cotton clothing. It's hard to find 100% cotton. I do my best to for pretty much everything. Um, Cotton does not smell the same way that like cheap polyester will. So if you've noticed, you probably have some shirts that after you work out in them a couple times, they're just stinky no matter what. You can put them on and they might smell clean. You wear them and you sweat in them for 20, 30 minutes and then they just like get really stinky again. Polyester is really cheap. It'll hold the odor, you know, instead of the way that like cotton, a lot of people don't like it because when you work out in it, it'll get super, it'll expand a lot, um, which is not the worst thing in the world. I absolutely love it. You just won't be as stinky if you wear a lot of cotton clothing, not as much bacteria on you as well. So cotton clothing, try to prioritize it. A lot of companies have gone away from it. One, because it's cheaper to use polyester blends. But secondly, a lot of women prefer, you know, the polyester stuff because it's like fleece lined. It's a little bit comfier per se, and it's like softer to the touch. Now, really nice cotton is really soft. Just depends on what you're used to. Um, that's the first one. I'm a big believer in a good pair of underwear. Really like makes or breaks your day. I think every dude will vouch for that. Find an underwear you like. I really like the Lululemon one. It can be anything really that's cotton and a modal blend. Modal or modal, whatever you refer to it as, is also very clean. It's not plastic. It's not polyester. Perfectly safe for your body. Not going to do any real damage to your endocrine system. Cotton and modal are perfect. You'll often see the blends in around 90 to 92% cotton, and then most of the time it's around 8 to 9% modal or modal, but sometimes you'll see 90-10. Yeah, I like the Lulu ones, but there are other companies that make them. I just like the Lulu ones, so I just buy, you know, like 5 or 6 pairs every couple months or so, and then, yeah, that's just what I like too. Secondly, one thing that I do every single week is that because I have shorter hair and I do get like a skin fade, I really would recommend this to people who think it would be a good fit for them. If you're someone that doesn't really get a haircut often, then it might not make a lot of sense for you. I basically talk to a bunch of different barbers and I get a membership. So instead of paying them like 50 to 60 bucks every time I want to go in every 2 weeks, I just pay a membership of like 120 bucks a month. And I say, hey, can I come in once a week? Can I do this? Like that way I'm consistently looking better. My hair is always looking better. A better feeling is that some days you wake up as a guy and you're like, shit, I need a haircut. You shouldn't really have to feel that if you do something like get a haircut or get haircuts more frequently. Now, if you're someone that goes to a barber, talk to them about doing a type of membership. A lot of barbers will tend to be more cool about it as long as you present it to them like, hey, I just want to get cuts more consistently. It means I would be giving you more business. Would you be able to give me like a discounted rate for it, etc.? Something like that, like a once a week cut instead of like once every 2 weeks. That's something I would recommend if you think that it would be beneficial towards you. For some people, they don't get haircuts that often, so it might not be worth it, you know. But at the end of the day,
It's your decision what you do with that. Um, Next, I would say get summer colognes and get winter colognes. A lot of the woody and leather types of colognes are more awesome in the winter, and a lot more of the floral and citrusy are better in the summer. You want to kind of match the seasons. So that's one thing as well. It can be any cologne. I have probably 30 different types of colognes, so use whatever you like. But have a winter cologne, at least one to two that you like for day to day. It could be a daily and then like a special occasion winter, and then a daily in the summer, and then a special occasion, summer as well. More citrusy, more floral, etc. That's another thing I'd recommend. Then one thing I'd recommend too is that now obviously I do want to bring this up. These are all financial strengths. So if you have the finances to do it, then go for it. Kind of pick and choose what you think is most beneficial towards you. If you're someone that is buying like a new pair of shoes, let's say running shoes, for example, buy two of the exact same pair. It doesn't have to be the same color, but two of the same pair. A lot of runners and like ultra marathoners and people will do this. One, because you need to rotate your shoes very frequently for a few reasons. The soles, the insoles, the memory foam needs time to recover the same way that your muscles do. So if you have one pair of shoes and you're just beating it down every single day, you're walking around in it every day, run all your errands, you are also, lifting in them, you're going on runs, they're going to wear out significantly quicker than if you had two pairs and you just alternated between them. I know every dude has had a nice pair of shoes that they like, really comfy, really comfortable running shoe. And then after like 2 months, they're like, damn, these wore out pretty quickly. I understand that's a financial constraint. If you're able to do it, I would highly recommend doing it, but I understand it's not always feasible, especially to do all of these things together that I think would be beneficial towards you. One is to get some type of suit or formal evening wear type of outfits. You can get something more casual, pretty, a little bit nicer, and then a suit or a blazer, something like that. You want something for every different type of occasion. That way, you're not either significantly overdressed or significantly underdressed. There are a bunch of really cool places that you can get nice cotton types of clothing from a bunch of different price points. Whether, let's say you're looking at just like plain like cotton polos, no crazy emblems or logos on it. Charles Tilwit is one. You can get Brooks Brothers. You can get any of these, even Ralph Lauren, if that's what you like. Just get a couple polos. You can get long sleeve, short sleeve, whatever you want. Get a few nice pairs of pants. They can be gabardines. They can be, khakis. If you want a pair of jeans for more casual, go for it. I'd recommend slightly baggier, but not too baggy. And I personally like a little bit of a lighter wash to it. But it's just preference from you from there. Make sure you have nice sneakers as well. I think a pair of like white leathers always look great. A pair of loafers, a pair of shoes that you can always wear with suits are awesome as well. Just have some shoes. And if you really make the investment and get the right ones for you, especially that are worth the price point, not overly priced, but will hold up for a long time, you could have these for 5 to 10 years, especially only wearing them in certain occasions, super formal evening dinners, weddings, all that kind of stuff. Things like that will make a big difference in how you feel, knowing you always have outfits prepared for everything. As far as other hygiene thing goes, I have been around a lot of people who are very stinky. I am known for not really ever smelling bad, which I'm thankful for. You don't want to be the stinky guy. There are some cool things you can do. Like one, I'm assuming if you guys have a girlfriend, ask your girlfriend about it. Dove antibacterial soap. I try to tell people all the time, Dove antibacterial soap. It's just like you know, it's not like a bar. It's like a liquid, same as any other kind of soap you use in the shower. Use that first. Get some kind of net sponge or a loofah or something. Clean your body off completely with the antibacterial soap first. And then if you want an additional kind of scent to your body, you can use your body wash after that. You can mix them together if you want to save a little bit of time, but at least get the Dove antibacterial soap. One thing I'd recommend too is often you'll see a lot of these things at the grocery store, but if you order them in bulk off Amazon, most of the time, let's say like deodorants, body washes, all that kind of stuff, you'll end up saving a decent amount of money. So you can get like 4 of these bottles, let's say the soap bottles for a price of 3. You just put them under your sink or store them for when you are close to running out. That way you never kind of are worried about, like, running out of soap, toothpaste, all that different kind of stuff. Because then when you're down to your last one, you just order it again and you have another stock of stuff. I'm always like that. I like to stay prepared for everything. I can understand why a lot of people would think that's weird, but that's just how I am. I'd rather like get into the shower and not be out of soap, hearing it, like making. It's like when you have one of those like ketchup bottles and it's like about empty. It's just making a bunch of those like fart noises with all the air, and you're like, oh damn, I had no soap. What do I do? So you don't want to be the guy that's using like shampoo to clean himself in the shower because you didn't buy soap. I would recommend getting some type of good skincare routine, whatever you like. I work with a skincare company, and I have ever since they founded themselves. They are a tallow company. If you don't like tallow, don't use it. I just like it. But just make sure you're staying hydrated, especially in the winter, because you're more likely to be dehydrated, but your skin's going to be dehydrated as well. So there's not as much humidity often, depending on where you are. So some kind of skincare routine. And I'd recommend too, like keeping some kind of DOP kit or toiletry kit in your backpack with you or somewhere wherever you go. Don't leave it in your car, because if it's 100 degrees out, all of it will get ruined. If it is freezing, do not leave it in your car. Opposite reasons. You don't want it to explode or freeze over, etc. Carry like an extra toothbrush, extra toothpaste, deodorant, maybe like a tiny travel size thing of face wash, baby wipes. You can wipe your butt and you go bathroom place, like just stuff like that. You'll never regret having that kind of stuff with you, because like, let's say for example, you have to, you go to the gym with your girlfriend and then she's like, oh, I want to go run these errands afterwards. You're like, oh, I feel gross. You do whatever. Like I always keep like an extra pair of sweats, underwear, and sweatshirt in my car, and socks. Like I always keep like an extra spare change of clothes in my car, because if I need to do that stuff, I'm not going to be home for a couple hours after working out. I'm like, you know what? At least I'll feel a little bit better. It's not as good as obviously as going home just getting a shower, but you'll feel a little bit better about having deodorant on after you work out. So that's definitely a big plus right there. And other than that, really just making sure you're hydrated and you are staying overall just on top of your physical health as well. Making sure you're well groomed, making sure that you are still going to the gym, etc. And one thing I see often is that a lot of guys will get into a relationship with a girl, they'll get a girlfriend, and then they'll kind of relax a little bit on that stuff. They're like, oh, I got a girlfriend now, like, whatever. It's like, no, you should still do the same things you did to attract your girl. It's no different than, let's say you got a girlfriend and she was, she really wooed you over when you guys were dating. And then once you guys started dating, like she relaxed and she ended up like not being as nice, or she ended up like, let's say for example, she like would cook for you all the time when you like first started dating, you first met, to try to impress you. And then it'd be like, you guys are like, cool, you start dating, they're official, and then she just doesn't cook for you anymore. Not saying she has to be your chef or anything, but it's like, oh damn, well, like what happened with that? You should always upkeep your physical, mental, and spiritual health, your hygiene, and all that different kind of stuff. Your same behavior as well. Like if you do get a girlfriend because you were like this, you were doing this, you were behaving like this, and she obviously liked it and fell for it. Not saying fell for it as if it was like a trick, but like she fell for you because of that. Then why would you stop? You're not being true to yourself, and you're not holding yourself accountable in any aspect. You're not really respecting her when you do that. So making sure just in general in every aspect of life, when you do get a girlfriend, you are staying on top of all the stuff you have to do every day. Because if you do have a good girl in your corner, by your side, it will make every aspect of your life better. I know a lot of younger guys right now are against it. They're like, nope, I need to build myself. I need to do this. Dude, if you have somebody by your side that supports you and makes your life better and helps you out when you are stressful, life could only be better. And I've never understood that mindset of, I need to grind it alone. I need to do this. And then looking for somebody. If somebody comes into your life while you're grinding or you're at the bottom, etc., and they are supportive and they are there for you in the lowest of the lows, in the most stressful situations, it's a much better feeling than trying to find somebody at the top when you already establish yourself. like I've tried to explain this to a bunch of people before, is that I've dealt with this personally. I know a lot of guys that I know have dealt with this personally. It gets harder to date the more, I don't want to say status or things you get in life. Like, for example, I have over 100,000 followers on Instagram. There's a lot of perception about who you are when you have that kind of perceived status by other people. I'm a regular dude. I work out. I do happen to have a platform. I express myself in ways that I like to. And I'm really open about who I am. And I talk about the vulnerable types of uncomfortable conversations that a lot of people don't want to have. And it gets harder. So, like, if you're a young guy right now, or let me explain why it's harder. It is harder because a lot of people will resent you, one, because of your job and or what they think your lifestyle is. They think you just post on social media, think you do this, and you just make a bunch of money, because that's how often a lot of women will see how they perceive being an influencer is. That's how they think other women influencers are. So they'll put that projection onto you, and a lot of times they will resent you. And I guarantee guys do the same thing, where they will resent you because you built something out of nothing. You pursued your dreams, your hobbies, your passions, and you made something of yourself. And a lot of people don't really know what they want to do with their life. And I made a TikTok about it earlier today, and not expecting you to, know exactly know this as you're watching this. I was talking about how you're not behind in life. You are where you're supposed to be. God has a plan for you. And if you're feeling like you're behind, there's no reason to. And if you're concerned, you're like, damn, well, 6 months from now, I want to be here. A year from now, I want to do there. I want to be there. Just know that God has a plan, and you don't know where you'll be a month from now. Life happens. Everything is crazy. I didn't know 6 months ago I'd be living in Austin. It wasn't something that ever really crossed my mind. Life just happens. When you have opportunities that pop up every day, don't take them for granted. Really think about it and be like, okay, is this for me? God is putting you in the path of what you want to do and what He knows is best for you. So just because life doesn't work out the way you think it's supposed to, you know, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And all of this kind of ties in together. I know I started talking about, you know, taking care of your health, like being more physically attractive, but also it like goes into the spiritual and mental well-being of all of your other aspects of life. That's why they say, like, you look great, you play great, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's like you'll be a better person often more times internally because you'll feel better about yourself and who you are. But that's really it. If you are someone that likes, I know I kind of go off tangent a little bit, I just kind of keep rambling, but if you do like the talks of me in my car while I drive to the gym, let me know. I definitely feel like I go off tangent and I kind of just ramble and we'll sidestep conversations. But I do hope that they are of value to you and not just your stereotypical gym motivation kind of stuff. I want to more so, I don't even want to do life motivation, just explain my lived, my application of life based on what I've personally experienced. So even if it means it helps somebody, then it helps somebody. It helps one person that watches this, it helps that one person. So yeah, um, if there's other topics you want me to talk about, I'm happy to do it. Just let me know, I guess, in the comments, and I can give longer, more thorough talks about that kind of stuff as well. So at the gym now, we're doing a push day today. So starting off with the lateral raise machine, getting our warm-up sets through. Yeah, now we're going to get into some working. Go from there. We've got some intra carbs here. We got the Fuel by Raw Nutrition. Um, it's like Gatorade, better for you. Not as much crap in it, artificial sweeteners, any of that kind of stuff. Not saying they're necessarily bad for you, but better version, better glucose, better carbohydrates, etc. And we got our hydration with our replenishing here. We've got some glycerol powder as well. What if you can hear me chewing? Chewing on Altoid right now, but whew. We're doing shoulder press in the Techno Gym. 5 plates, see how it feels, go up. Kind of doing dead stops with these also, but do 2 working sets here. How many reps I want, so yeah. Can stay underneath it and go. Go 5, see how this feels. Go up 6 after that. What if I try 6? We're dropping the weight. We're gonna do this, flies, and then triceps. Might do like close grip crunch, JM, then like push down or something, dips maybe. We'll figure it out. But we got 4 right now. How I feel? Go from there. Probably go 5 or 6 for working, but I always believe in feeder sets. I don't know why a lot of people don't do them, but I love my feeder sets. Go 5. You're working. Huh.
Pretty fucking neat, bro. It's pretty easy to set up, huh?
I love it. Yeah, just easy. Very mobile too. When I want to bring any of my other cameras, it's really easy. Kind of just use that for just like day-to-day kind of stuff, everything.
Cameraman, for real, like.
Yeah, but tax write-off, the business expense, so works for me. It's what I got to do. So.
Hey, dude, congrats on the Raw sponsorship.
Thank
bro.
you,
That's
man.
a huge deal, dude.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go down there
To Florida?
roughly once a month. Yeah.
Dude,
Um,
awesome.
I'm good friends with a lot of them, so I hope to do a lot of. They want me to do a lot of content for them too.
Yeah, man.
Try to shoot with Brett, shoot with Ian, and all of them. So
Martin, all them guys. I
Yeah.
heard Martin's moving to Austin.
he's gonna go. He's gonna go to Houston.
Oh, Houston. Oh,
Yeah. He's in Dallas. Like my roommate and like one of my best friends is like one of his best friends.
Patty, right?
Yeah. So
Dude, I met Patty one time and I was wearing this thing.
yeah.
And he took a picture with me and he sent it to Martin.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask him what he said, but I haven't been.
It's just Martin wears them every day too. Martin has sleep apnea, so I know he needs to wear them and everything, but
It doesn't really do that much. On leg days, I notice it kind of helps me.
it just helps. Yeah. It's just better than nothing, but.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Go down there once a month, film a lot for them, and do a bunch of stuff.
Raw gym is like crazy too. Like,
Yeah, it's really nice. So I'm excited to go see it.
all those like new tech pieces, all those
Yeah.
pieces, bro. Like,
So
what
I'm excited for it, man. But I appreciate you. Yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
I appreciate you.
Dude, are you and Patty gonna compete in the same show or what?
Probably not.
Oh, really?
I'm going through like a pre-prep phase right now. I'm gonna get blood work again, probably in like 6 weeks or so, and then go from there. Pick out a show I want to do after that.
First then or what?
No idea.
Yeah.
Just kind of go down. Probably towards like end of summer, maybe. Like early fall is when I want to do it.
Let
So.
us know, man. I'm gonna pop out.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Good for you.
There's a bunch of them in Houston and Dallas every year too.
Yeah.
Not as many out here,
Nah,
but
there's not.
Houston and Dallas, there's a bunch of shows you can always go
There's
to.
no scene out here, I feel like, except this gym
Yeah,
and house.
yeah.
That's really it.
There's a lot of good people here. Most people go up to Dallas or Houston to do their shows.
Yeah, dude.
But
But
no,
yeah,
I
let
mean,
us
go
know.
for it. Like, definitely go like going to the shows and having fun with it.
You gonna do open or?
Probably light heavyweight and then some type of open bodybuilding. So we'll figure it out. Yeah.
You're looking like a beast lately,
Nah,
bro.
man.
So
I
good
appreciate
job,
you.
man.
Much
Yeah,
love,
bro.
brother. I appreciate
Take
you,
it
man.
easy.
So I'm not entirely sure if that audio came up. I think it was like off camera too. But it's really nice when people come up to me, see me. People are never mean or disruptive of me. People are always very respectful. Not saying I like deserve it or anything, but it is a very good feeling that I do have a lot of people that root for me just to have happiness and fulfillment in my life. So it's really awesome. Anytime somebody comes up to me and says that they're excited for me or I inspire them in any aspect, or just like they look up to me or my content. So stuff like that makes me really happy that I do post on the internet. I post vulnerabilities. I talk about my life and my experiences and like maybe who I am. So I'm always very appreciative and thankful whenever people do come up to me. But we're doing working now. Got 5 plates on or so. We'll go from there. Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it. You're good. And yeah, we're just gonna go from there. Drop it at 4 now. What's the weight done? A little heavy. A little heavy. Oh. A little bit too much. All right, let's drop it down. A little better. Okay. The top set now. Last one. Whew. Damn. So now we're just doing a single leg, not a single leg, single arm extension. Always starting off weaker arm. When I do these, I try not to overly move my arm placement. Meaning I basically try to just bend at the elbow and push it down. Not like bring my elbows up like that and do that kind of thing. Try to not do that. So if I get it here, get it, bend, 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 down from there. It's easier said than done, but just try to focus on that. That's at least what I like to do. But train how you want to train. I don't care. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So this tricep press dip machine is actually one of my favorites I've ever used. Very hard to come by. It's a Life Fitness one, and you can add a plate to it. They had a fake gym pin here that I was able to use, mainly because it's an 8mm, and all the ones I have are 10. Tend to be more universal. Just depends on the machine, but it's one of the smoothest ones ever. I don't think I need a seatbelt for it, but it should be good. So we did push downs, we did overhead extensions, and now we're doing this. And then we just need to do core and cardio after.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh. Well, first time I've ever done something like that. So, what we're going to do is we're going to be honest and we're going to tell the front desk guy. We're not just going to walk away and act like nothing happened, because that's a irresponsible thing to do. Do not do that. But I'm going to try to fix it a tiny bit. Yeah, snapped. That's why you don't use fake gym pins. Do not use fake gym pins. This is the prime reason why.